How's it going out there, everybody? Claddy here, bringing you our next set of Hearthstone videos. I don't know what episode this is, depending on how I split the last one, the mid-range druid. Had a few rough games there, but with some coaching, we finally got through it.
Yeah, it worked out.
Ethan's still here with me.
That's me.
Obviously, we're on his account, so... next we're going to go on to his next deck, which is, says the Warlock.
It's going to be the Warlock. The Warlock is not too fancy a deck. It's just it's a standard kind of RenoLock list. I think I have like one card changed from standard, but nothing too weird. So we'll see if you know how to play it. I'm guessing no. But it'll be exciting.
We're going to do a similar thing as last time. I'm going to do the first round completely by myself, and then he's going to help me. This is going to be really bad because I am really bad with lock decks. I never utilize his power normally. And
boy.
I don't know how to utilize cards that like hurt my HP because I normally play a priest, so I normally am doing the opposite. Priest and warrior, so...
Okay, this should be exciting then. Oh, okay, you're up against the...
This is not going to be good. I don't want this card off the start. Destroy your opponent's weapon. That's always annoying. Whenever this minion takes damage, summon a 1/1 imp. That could be good, and he's an early. Destroy your hero.
Just so you know, that doesn't make you lose the game.
Okay.
Just so we're clear.
I kind of want to leave him in.
In your opening hand?
Yeah. No. And I don't need this because the paladins have weapons a lot.
Paladins have weapons.
Do they? Okay. Then I'm gonna leave.
That's okay. You did the you did that right.
I know that would be like super useful against like a warrior.
Warrior, rogue, and paladin are the only class with weapons.
Okay.
Other than technically warlock with a situation you might see come up later.
I'll never tell.
Whenever a secret is played, gain 1/1.
Well, I'll not talk about what this guy's deck is.
Well, you can talk about deck.
Oh, you want me to tell you what his deck is?
Yeah.
He is a secret paladin. I know this for certain because that's the only deck that runs Secret Keeper, unless he's trying for some really crazy, like backwards meta stuff. Where and he got a good curve too. Okay, well, good luck.
I feel like I'm already screwed.
You're not in the worst position yet.
Your deck doesn't have any secrets, does it?
No, only paladin, mage, and hunter have secrets.
I kind of want him out. Yeah. So whenever my minion comes down, we get more.
That is some people think that's the best 3-drop in the game, so that was the right play. And hey, look, the first of many paladin weapons.
I doubt he's gonna attack. Oh, I was about to say.
No, he's gonna hit you in the dome. Yeah, all of the face. Can I give you a slight suggestion, or do you want nothing?
I think this one's gonna be on my own. Destroy friendly minion and deal its attack damage to all enemy minions. Not with this guy. Restore 3 health. Opponent has 4 or more. Restore 8 health to your hero.
I wonder.
Still got 2 mana.
That's all I can do.
Okay, that's not right. But it's okay.
I could have done a lot worse.
Yeah, that was a pretty decent play, but you've used up some cards that you want to save for certain scenarios in this matchup. But we'll wait and see how it goes for you. 3/3. No matter what its stats were previously, it just becomes a 3/3. It's
kind of
yeah. I mean, that was a really strong card you got out there. So there's no there. The question is, you still got to attack with that 1/1.
Move quickly.
3 damage. Doesn't matter. It's like just to them.
It's targeted, so you can deal it to a minion. You can deal it to his face. You can do it to anything.
Yeah, no, that's not a great move, but
God damn.
whatever.
Well, what do you need now? We got 3 mana.
My eyes are open.
Got myself.
Job's done.
This is kind of how I expected you to play this deck. So I'm glad we went to it.
I've always been a
Second.
priest player, so I see
Yeah.
him like I put that on myself.
I mean, yeah. This deck has a lot of healing.
Isn't that what
whole
lots are supposed
lot
to
of
do? Though?
healing.
You're supposed to heal yourself so that you can use your power.
Not really.
No.
No, I mean,
Who am
like,
I?
you
None
can't.
of your
And this is where we run into the problem of he probably just wins the game now.
If you put out one more card, I can take that.
Well, if only.
Strictly hero. Let me save that for next turn. What is it?
By the power of Ragnaros, I have the power!
Now the irony,
Job's done.
because hey, look, a 4th minion, but it's gonna die, and then it's gonna avenge. See, and then it's probably going to resummon the minion, or this is competitive spirit. Hey, resummon the minion. Hey, he has 4 minions. You could have stolen one of those.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. It's not terrible. I mean, on turn 6, you play Thorson, which is alright. You have.
Okay, next turn I'm gonna play him. Take him.
Yeah. You don't get to pick, by the way.
Oh, you don't?
No. You used to. It was actually a really strong card, and then they nerfed it. It was really interesting. But yeah, unless this guy's crazy, he's probably gonna kill your Thorson.
I'll never tell.
Why are you eyeing that refreshment vendor skeptically?
I was just reading it.
Okay. Yeah, I wondered what the reaction
I
there.
probably won't use it, honestly.
No? Why?
I don't want to heal him.
He's at full health.
Oh. So that could actually be good.
Oh.
7.
Surprise! Some of the cards in this deck are
Quickly.
pretty good. Now he has an interesting play. He has one of 2 options. He has to choose one of 2 options. And something tells me. Oh,
Reporting for duty.
Still gonna play him and take my chance. Maybe I'll get lucky and get one of the good ones. So,
Engaging
That
TC-130 mental dislocator.
did not get a good one.
that could have been worse.
Funnel cakes! Get your funnel cakes here!
Okay.
We have 2 mana left.
2 damage to all non-demon minions.
Yeah, that's one of the cards that seems pretty bad in this deck. Just the way things works out, this deck needs all the AoE it can get,
Yeah.
and you lose.
Do I? Oh,
Yep,
definitely.
yeah, he has 15 damage,
Damn it.
16 damage,
Well met.
20 damage, which is a little more than 13.
You sure?
A little. Yeah, enough that he can actually DM you for like the next several turns and still not lose.
Reporting
So-
for duty.
And he's just gonna spam one out. So that is Secret Paladin for you. That's how games with Secret Paladin go.
Alright.
I mean,
60 to the max level.
60 is the max level.
Alright.
It is.
Well, this time you're gonna
This time I'll coach you through
not,
it. Okay.
not make you this dumb shit.
That's okay. Yeah, you just played against the best deck on the ladder, in my opinion, right now. In theory, the mid-range druid is the best, according to a couple pros, but I don't agree with them. But yeah, so
Oh,
you're up against probably another Secret Paladin because it's
I
really
will
strong.
fight with honor.
all right.
Your
So,
soul shall
So
be mine.
let's look at all the cards you get. So what are you
straight
thinking?
enemy weapon is a paladin, so that could be good to keep.
Could be.
Silence a minion. I'm assuming this is the one that you'd want me to keep for later in the game.
Yes, that one you're going to be using against Tyrion.
Discover a 1-cost card.
That card is better than it appears.
Is it?
It is.
Your battle cry triggers twice.
And actually, those two cards form a really cool combo where you can just draw 2 cards.
This one and that one.
Yep. So what are you thinking you're going to keep?
All of them.
You could keep Dark Peddler.
Did you say they combo though?
Yeah, the combo, but yeah. No. You definitely want to get rid of Owl. You want to get rid of Ooze because you're going to save it for a different weapon.
And then this one.
You want to get rid of that one. And
Leave him.
you could leave him. You don't have to press confirm. It'll just happen anyway.
It will? Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a worry. You can just let the timer run out. Okay, hey, the star of the deck, Reno Jackson. You should read over what that card does.
Your deck contains no more than one of any card fully healed your hero.
Yeah, so that's actually the entire gimmick of this deck. This deck contains no duplicate cards, so every card in the deck is a one of, so they all need to be used carefully. So it's a good thing you passed the turn there because no other play would have been right.
There's no way I could play to anything. Right?
You could have coined out Owl, you could
Put
have
this
coined out
apple
Hero
on your
Power.
head.
Well, I didn't.
No, you didn't, and I think that's okay. So, okay, now you have a couple options. You could coin out some of your 3-drops. You could Owl his
It's not worth
Knife
it to
Juggler.
take out one of my 3s.
What did you say?
This one gives me 3 health. Not worth it yet.
Not worth it yet.
This one takes that.
Takes one
not
of them.
worth it yet.
That's not worth it yet either. The Owl could be okay here because you don't want to start him throwing knives because he's going to throw 3 knives next turn. But you should tap.
Let's tap this.
Life tap. Because this deck is entirely based around the concept of using life tap to draw a lot of cards, and since you're damaging yourself, that kind of hurts, but because you have Reno Jackson in hand, once you have at least 6 mana, you can just heal yourself to full. So, oh, never mind, he played the other weapon. Okay.
The other one.
Cog Hammer, which is what he has right now. Really, this isn't too scary. Let's see what.
So we're at 3.
You
Summon a random 2 -.
Alright, you have 9 cards in hand right now, so if you draw a card this turn, you will overdraw on your next turn. So what do you, what's your first plan, or your first thought here?
I wonder.
I think you have, I think there's one option that's just better than all the rest.
Silence him.
I think that's an okay option, but you're gonna save silence for a little bit later. I think it's probably
This one.
no. That one dies to his Divine Shield only and keeps him with the 3/2 up. So it would be good if he didn't have that Divine Shield, but since he does, you want something that survives it.
This one. Coin.
I'm thinking coin out Refreshment Bender, so you take advantage of the healing, which is nice, and you get Sturdy Body up. It might be that turns into something with 1 health. It did not. He did not play Repentance, so that's good. Currently, the secrets he does not have are Repentance, and what's the
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
oh, the one that gives 1/1 to
Reporting for
everything
duty.
at the turn. And he made a mistake because he should have swung with his weapon before. But it's okay. Now you actually in a good position.
More.
3 damage.
Ooh, you have options. What do you think? Well, okay. Let's look at it a little farther forward. Next turn, you're gonna want to play Sludge Belcher almost no matter what at 5 because it's a really good card against defense.
I want to take him out. I don't want him to throw any more knives.
You probably don't want him to throw any more knives, and there are 2 options. Since he has 4 creatures out, you could Mind Control deck and then see what you get. If you get the Knife Juggler, that's super good for you. If you don't, not so good. But if you Mind Control tech, you can also Mortal Coil one of the 1/1s and draw a card, but you'd have to do it afterwards.
Possibilities.
Or your other option is to Hellfire this board, and this board's kind of weak, so it's probably not worth Hellfiring yet.
Engaging
So let's see what you
TC-130.
get. Okay,
Mental
good. Hey, you got the
dislocation.
single best options. Mortal Coil Ooh, and it even worked. That's amazing. Okay, so yeah, you just kind of got the single best situation you could have. Competitive spirit and just procced. Okay, so the card, the secret he has is either, well, it's not Avenge because it would have procced that turn, so it's going to be, what is it? Oh, and it's not the one that resummons it when it dies, so that means it must be Noble Sacrifice. So when you attack next, and that's really good for you because that card could be doing a lot more to you than it is. Also, it means his turn 5, he played effectively nothing. So
we said him for sure.
We said him probably, unless another better card comes up, and it just did. So look at your, see what that does?
Gain 1 health for each card in your hand.
Okay, yeah. So count how many cards are in your hand right now, including him.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8.
yeah, 8.
8 cards. Yeah,
Okay,
that
29.
it doesn't heal you. It actually just adds health to the dragon.
Oh, he's
So you're gonna have a 5/9 or 4/9 if you play that, which is all right. That's a 4/8. I forgot it doesn't count itself. That's right. But that's pretty good for 5
And then
mana.
he goes next, or should I save him?
No, what the interesting thing about this is you want to save Reno Jackson for a while, and that's the one downside to this deck is that he can use Divine Favor and draw a million cards off of you. So that's kind of sad, but
What does Divine Favor do?
draws until he has as many cards as you do. It'll show up in your play feed there. There you go. And he just played another secret, so he has Noble Sacrifice and I'm guessing Avenge right now. But luckily his board is still super weak, so you don't need to be worried. So what are you thinking?
Want to get either him out there or him. I'm thinking Sludge Belcher.
I think Sludge Belcher's probably a fine play. Piloted Shredder's probably, I forget. Brand Bronzebeard combos with Earthen Ring Farseer, so you can make Earthen Ring heal for 6 if you play Brand first and then Earthen Ring. So that's a good option as well. But
Put him out.
yeah, okay. You should have done things in a different order because now that happens. But that's okay. Actually, this was going to happen no matter what, but you could have tested your... Don't heal that because heal yourself. So now you just healed yourself for 6. So what you should do here is you should try to attack his 2/2, but it's not going to it's not going to be an issue.
Job done.
Yeah. So Noble Sacrifice, we knew he had that from the beginning. So yeah, it's okay. So unfortunately your Brand's going to die this turn, and Brand's a really good card, but I mean, you got one use out of him. It would have been nice to get him comboed with that Twilight Drake, but that's a little slow, so we didn't get a chance for that. But the good thing is
None of your business.
that is not the end of the world, and that's probably as positive as I can be here, because Mysterious Challenger is pretty freaking amazing. What are you thinking?
Attack him with that, so that wipes my guy, and then use Hellfire.
Or, if you look at the card you just drew, you can play Abusive Sergeant onto your 4/6, make it a 6/6, attack into it,
Yeah, I think
but it's not going to work, and that's okay. I think you should do it.
Get in there, fight, maggot.
Now try to kill his 6. Yeah, so that's going to happen. But we kind of expected that. It's not the end of the world. What is going to happen is he's going to get Avenge onto that 6/6. See? And then I've played hundreds of games against this freaking deck. It isn't. And then that happens. So he now has no more secrets on the board,
I
so
can
that's
use
good.
This.
You could, but
take
it
him
won't
out.
kill anything. It'll only kill a 2/1, and that's just not worth it. So, honestly, what I think you should do here is either you have enough time, so you don't have to worry. You can Sludge Belcher, or you can pilot it in Iron Beak, but probably save the Iron Beak for Tyrion. We're gonna be hoping he's the more slow version of this deck, but he probably isn't because he played Divine Favor. So we're just gonna save Iron Beak Owl until something really bad comes up, and it hasn't yet.
Okay.
So
That doesn't scare me in the slightest.
no, nothing. Honestly, you're in a pretty good position right here. He's used one Mysterious Challenger, and he's run through
Let
most of his
me
secrets.
think.
So the next Mysterious Challenger he plays is pretty much just gonna be a 6/6. And that's fine for you unless he has some sort of weapon, which he does, which is still okay. The problem is you're going to get hit in the face for 9, and that's kind of scary. But that's alright. Or, if he's smart, which he is, big one of your men. So, you just drew an amazing card. So,
3 medium, restore 3 health to your hero. I can destroy.
That would be amazing. What I think you should do first, because it is always the right thing, it is almost always good, is you should life tap first. Just to draw a card. It's almost always good to draw a card first. Dr. Boom, we're not going to play it instead. You're still going to Siphon Soul the big guy. And then you should get rid of that 3-4 because you're a little low on health. You're not like, you're above half. Now this makes his trades really awkward. So that's got to hit him in the face. But his weapon is a 4 attack weapon.
It's only got 1 more.
It's only got 1 more charge. So he can use it to deal 1 damage to either of those creatures right now, which is not super good. Or, well, and he goes with that. So that's good for you because you got him to effectively waste the second charge. So what are you thinking here?
Deal 3 damage.
That's an option.
Summon 2/1/1 boom bots, warning bots and mates.
Yeah, Dr. Boom is kind of crazy. It's like probably one of the best cards out right now. But you have a whole lot of options here.
Does this go to his guy for sure? His side?
You target it. You can place it wherever you want. What's your thought? You can actually let me explain your options. You can get rid of that 3/5 and in its place will be a 1/2 and then your board will be huge. Or you can get rid of that in its place in his board will be a 1/2 and a random 2 drop, which is essentially like a 3/2.
I was thinking to attack him with him, bomb him. That takes him out without Dr. Boom.
And that's the first option that I was explaining. So that I think is one of 2 super good options. The other one is a little more defensive, and this one is kind of aggressive. Luckily, he's Paladin, and Paladin notoriously are bad at bursting. He might have Blessing of Kings. That's probably the scariest card he could have right now, but he just has another Shredder instead. Interesting thing is here, you still have Hellfire, and Hellfire shreds through his board right now because he's just going to hit you in the face with that 4/3 and the 1/2, like so.
Now I can Hellfire them.
You can Hellfire, which will kill your Boombots.
I want to attack
You
him
can't do that first because you're going to only be able to hit the 1/2, and so just statistically it's wrong to attack first. So just Hellfire it out. It sucks to do. You gotta do. So an Avenge went off, and that's fine. This is second Avenge.
I'm sorry.
And you're really getting a little low on health, so what you should probably do is, you're going to want to play Reno this turn. It'll heal you for 22, which is amazing. And now with your 7/4, because he's Paladin and his hero power doesn't deal 1 damage, you should probably hit the 3/2 with on the far left, because if you mouse over it has Wind Fury, which means it can attack twice, so it's essentially a 6/2.
Take him out.
And it'll leave your guy at 7/1, so it's either hard for him to get rid of, whereas you could have killed the 5/4, but the 5/4 had less potential damage on it, so this was probably the best option for him. So now he's in a hard place because he has to decide, is he going to trade into that 7/1? Is he going to let that 7/1 kill your 3/5 or his 3/5 for free? Interestingly enough, if he doesn't trade here, you just win the game. So, but he's going to trade, which was smart of him.
Can I take down Taunt with Silence?
Yeah, that's how, I mean, you would have won immediately if you did that, but, oh, by the way, Shadow Flame doesn't.
Reporting for duty.
Interesting.
Reporting for duty.
I
Sorry.
think he's just playing what he's got left.
Yeah, this was not a good play from him. So you can completely clear his board. Interesting. Oh,
Can I
what
clear his board?
you can entirely clear his board. You have a couple options, and I'm gonna suggest you don't use your owl this turn, because you can use your owl to finally finish him off in the end.
Can do this.
You could. I wouldn't do that yet, but like talk it through.
Okay,
You could defend or both of them. I see what you're
Could
thinking.
I put him in, taunt him, destroy him?
You could, but then you'd be left with a really weak board. There's another option,
But he'd be taunted.
but
He's a 4/6.
oh, you're gonna try to destroy the defender? You wouldn't kill too much with it. It wouldn't be that great.
It would do 3, so.
It would do 2. The better option is to play Lotheb, and then Shadow Flame Lotheb. Do it onto the 5/5. There you go. So all that's gonna die. Sorry, I didn't give you a lot of time to think through it, and then just attack the 1/2.
With taunt is in the way.
That left you with the strongest board. If he draws a spell here, it costs 5 more than usual, which isn't a really big deal. But the fact that you just did 5 AoE is really powerful.
He's definitely.
And there's almost no situation where he can do it. So, right now, you should draw a card. Just because you have so much health it doesn't even matter. And now you're...
Can I use this? I just want to know what it does.
Yeah, you can... sure. Actually, that's probably the second best option you had here, so that's okay. Oh, and that is a really good card. You can't kill him yet, and you shouldn't do that because you want to use that as burst to kill him right at the end. So you should...
This guy.
Why would you do that guy over the Defender of Argus? What's you thinking?
Just wanted to kill myself.
You don't need to heal yourself. You got so much health. No, wait. You did that right. Because it targets both sides of it.
What do you mean?
Defender of Argus, if you put it in the middle, would have given both of them taunt and +1/+1, but in the end, not important. Because you're just going to win next turn. There is... I mean, if he Deathwings,
Put this apple on your head.
and he didn't, I mean, that was pretty much the only situation that could have saved him. So he just loses to the board even. It didn't even need the burst that you got out of that guy. Oh! Yeah, it still didn't matter. He still loses to the board. And he's going to kill himself on your creature. So, yeah, you did it.
Alright, and that one took a little bit longer.
A little bit longer than the time before, but that's okay. This is a really slow deck. And you actually managed to beat a Super Paladin with it, so I'm pretty impressed.
You more did it.
Well, yeah, kinda.
Alright, well, we're going to end off that recording here, and we'll be back for the mage in just a few. So until next time, like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I hope you all have a great night.